is going on, everybody? Why is my... What's going on, y'all? I'm talking about my head. What y'all got going on? Y'all, I just got oh man, my other screw went here, my other screw went there. Well, y'all, I'm putting this Core Essentials. It's gonna be replacing my Safari Land pedal. I'm gonna replace this with what's the name? I don't know if you guys are familiar, but they didn't pay me this. Core Essentials is what I run for one of my battle belts. And so I didn't know that they made an actual holster. I mean, a mount. So I can get all this excess plastic. I'm gonna take the plate off this, and I'm gonna throw it on my on this Core Essentials new mounting system. I actually got this from looking at a YouTuber, Sawtooth Tactical. Shout out to him. And I found out that they made an actual better system to me. It eliminates all this plastic. I am going to take the leg strap from the Safari Land holster, and I'm gonna put it on the Core Essentials thing. But man, it's just basically, it's made a lot thinner. It's not made out of plastic, made out of some type of metal. And so I thought, compared to that, I'm taking a bunch of this plastic off. It's just one straight piece, and then you mount the plate on here, and you good to go. So I don't know if you guys, I know a lot of people run the Safari Land, but just this week looking at a guy's YouTube, I found that the Core Essentials makes a mounting stand for the forks, for the plate. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. I know a lot of people deal with the Safari Land. They make great holsters. Of course, I got two holsters from one for my Glock 19, and this one is for my Glock 34. So it's the one with the fork system. I'm quite sure anybody's been in guns this long knows. So I'm going to eliminate this plastic piece, and I'll be doing a steel piece. I mean, a metal, some type of metal, a lot thinner. So I am going to get rid of this big plastic dummy of a holster system. So I don't know if anybody ran into something. This is new. I don't know. So hey, I'm gonna get rid of the plastic. I might give it away. I don't know. Put the other strap on it and give it away. I might give it away. Shoot, I don't need it. I ain't gonna put it in. I'm gonna keep the piece on here. So I don't know if anybody familiar with another way to holster your firearm, but I am gonna get rid of this one. I might just give it away. I don't know. I'm not gonna need it no more. I run this one on my other battle belt, which I'm not gonna replace it. I ain't replacing. Yo, I'm not replacing everything. So I do carry. Well, I got two different plate carriers. I got two. So this one is green. Same system, Safari Land, but this one is green with my black. Which one is this one? No, this one is my. No. This one. You know what? This one is my for my Glock 34. But this one has the Safari Land belt. So I'm gonna keep this on here. I'm not gonna replace this one. I don't feel like replacing them both. So yeah, this is my other one. Y'all, we're gonna talk about these youngsters, man. I know here in Detroit, man, there's so many kids that's being unalive for stupid stuff. I mean, I just heard this week a 6-year-old got unalived in a drive-by this week. Now here in Michigan, if you're under 18, under 21, I believe 21, your parents are getting fined $250. If you now they have a curfew, it's too many of these kids getting unalive because of these youngsters. And so now what they're doing now is here in Michigan, if you're under 18, I want to say, if you get caught outside past curfew, the first charge for a parent is $250. Now they ain't went up in curfews in about I want to say the last 30 years here in Michigan. But it got so bad with these kids getting hit by stray bullets that now they're really up in the ante on parents and their children. 250 for the first getting caught outside past curfew, and the second offense is 500 if you get caught, or the parent could take some parenting classes. The only problem I have with that is they're worrying about the fining of the parents, but they're not looking for a long-term solution for the parent and the child. To me, that's just me. Maybe I'm looking into it too deep, but I'm just looking at if I already got trouble with them, I'm struggling and trying to make ends meet. You gonna fine me, so that's money coming out of my pocket. Me trying to make a living, and then I gotta take off time from work to take parenting classes if I don't want to pay the fine. So to me, they and I don't think they really looked at it the long term. But let me I done got kind of ahead of myself, really, y'all, because I really want to talk about the fining. I'm not opposed to the fining, but like politics, they don't do nothing but give you. Let me see. Find somebody right quick. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Oh, okay. Let me shout out some people. Jason, what's going on? OG Tank, Mr. Bull, Fat Guy with Guns, um, Joe VarQ, DJ Play Nice, uh, Most Hated. What's going on, man? Trying to shout out to everybody that I see. Okay. So one thing I'm about to do is, y'all, I'm about to hit this. I'm about to do what I do first. I kind of got ahead of myself. We're jumping into the topic really today. I'm going to drop the link down at the bottom. I really would want some guys to come in, whether you had children, have children, or your children are grown. Give me a second, because I don't know. I had to find it right quick. So y'all, if you're not familiar with this young lady, her name is her YouTube name is The Everyday Life of the Oldest Chick. OCD-ish chick. She's actually a gardener. Shout out to I've been following her for a while. When I found Gina versus Gina page. I started looking at a bunch of gardeners and preppers. So shout out to her, man. If you haven't subscribed to our page, definitely go over there, hit that subscribe button, and we gon'
has already begun to wilt out here in this heat. We've got lots of tomatoes here. We've got some San Marzano, some paste tomatoes, some larger tomatoes, sweet 100 tomatoes, shishito peppers, strike beans here, 2 cucumbers. It has already begun to wilt out here in this heat. We've got lots of tomatoes here. We've got some San Marzano, some paste tomatoes, some larger tomatoes, sweet 100 tomatoes, shishito peppers, strike beans here, 2 cucumbers. It has already begun to wilt out here in this heat. We've got lots of tomatoes here. We've got some San Marzano, some paste tomatoes, some larger.
So y'all definitely go check her out. Great channel if you want to get into gardening, producing your own food. She's definitely somebody I've been following and admiring and trying to get in the game of growing my own food. Shout out to Gina versus Gina, another great channel if you want to know about prepping. Fat Guy with Guns, he's a canner, so if you want to learn some stuff about canning, I don't know if he puts anything about canning on his channel, but yeah, OG. You see, she cooked it. I mean, cooked it. She growed it herself, bro. But let's get back into the curfew. Now, I don't know if any other state has a curfew, but as of this week, no, as of I want to say a week or 2 weeks ago, city council decide in the city of Detroit to start enforcing a curfew. It's going to cost parents $250 for the first time their child out and it's a past curfew, and they're going to cost them $500 the next time they're caught outside past curfew. I get it, I understand it, but it's almost like a punishment on the parent, saying if she's trying to get her child or he's trying to get his child under control, and now they have to either pay the fine or miss work and have to take parenting classes, which is going to be another burden on the parent. I believe politics don't look at things, and I'm quite sure a lot of people agree with me. A lot of parents don't look at, a lot of the politics don't really come up with solutions. They come up with ways to, not even to put a band-aid on, but they don't really address the issues that needs to be addressed. Their thing is, well, let's either fine them or make the parents take a parenting class. Which, like I said again, me taking a parenting class, okay, if I take the parenting class, once again, that's going to take that's going to hinder my household. Say if I'm the only parent and say the mother or the father's not there, we're not just going to rule out the father, say, because we have some men that has full custody of their children. So say the man or the woman is doing it by themselves. They're trying the best they can. They're doing the best they can. And now you either took money out of my pocket for the day, or you took money out of my pocket again because now I have to miss work to go take parenting classes to deal with this child. Say the mother and father has done all that they possibly can. And at this point, to kind of, and people, come in. The link is down at the bottom if you want to come in and kind of speak on this, because it's here in Michigan. It seems to me, and it just could be me, and we'll talk about this on many platforms before. A lot of them don't have that I don't want to say force, but that They don't have nobody that's gonna get them right. Let me see what Tank say. And that's no. But what I'm saying is, here in Michigan, they're not addressing the problem. They are now, quote unquote, we're gonna now it's because they haven't raised curfew here in 30 years. With the ongoing unaliving of children under the age of 13, I don't think I think the oldest may have been 30, somewhere between 13 and 16. A lot of them has been under 13 years old that's been getting hit by gunfire. And so the community and, now council is having to ask the question, well, what do we do now? What's the best way to handle the situation? The best thing they came up with is to find the parents financially. But they're not giving them resources before this even. You had the Boys and Girls Club. Well, you still have them now, but they're not involved as they used to be. Because my daughter deals with the Boys and Girls Club. They were cheering. You don't have that strong presence. A lot of these kids don't have that strong presence. Somebody that's gonna get into their butt when they ain't doing what they're supposed to do. The uncles are not there like they used to be. And maybe I shouldn't just say males. But it's something that they are missing. That's not. I agree. But let me tell y'all this, and this is from me dealing with my godson. One day I came home from work. I probably got off late. This was before I started with the new company. I was getting off at 1:30 in the morning. I get off work. My godson calls his godmother, my wife. Find out he done left the house. Now, if I'm getting off at 1:30 and I'm having to get back up to go get him at a gas station because he decides to walk out his mama's house, he decides he wants to stand up at the gas station, use the gas station man's charger, and finally gets a hold of me and his godmother, gives us a call, and I ask him, what are you doing standing at the gas station? Why you ain't at home? Well, come to find out, he walks out of his mama's house like he grown. Well, I'm going to tell y'all this. I went over there one time to handle the little nigga. I punched him in the face. I ain't even going to lie to you. I punched him dead in the face. Guess what the sheriff tells me? Well, technically, you could go to jail for assault and battery. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what do y'all want me to do with this little nigga then? Since y'all want to take you, since I can't punch him in the mouth? So at this point, you take the risk of punching him in the mouth when he gets smart, because I punch him out in the mouth regardless. Once I punch you in the mouth, you send me to jail, don't come back to my house. Because now I don't trust you. You might as well stay where you at, because you're not coming back to my house. And he's not been over here ever since I punched him in the mouth. So my thing is, we kind of hand tie. Okay, if I punch him in the mouth, he call the police, then I'm going to jail. Now I got a assault record on my record. To put my hands on my child is disrespectful. So in a way, they're not fixing the problem. They're causing more problems with the finding these parents that's been trying to do everything they can, been trying to get the help, but now y'all don't want to help them. But now the result is, let's fine them if their child is out past curfew. Well, you can't whoop and can't put the belt to butt no more. According to them, that's assault. You can't punch them. That's assault.
Well, let's talk about social mechanisms, right? A fine is a social mechanism for correction. Let's talk about, in general, how effective that is. Because I don't know if you were in your car and went anywhere today or whatnot, but I'm sure every time you get on the road, you see people just flying past you, right?
Correct.
But fines for speeding have existed since the beginning of time. It hasn't curbed shit.
No.
So why do we keep on thinking that fines are a solution to anything? Tell me one avenue in where this has ever worked. Right? This is, and I'm gonna use the term. This is retarded. When you do things and you can't learn from them, that's retarded, right?
Mhm.
Like, so this idea that we're just gonna keep on doing the same things. We're gonna try to use the same mechanisms for this desired outcome, even though it's never worked before. Okay, right. Tell me that ain't a recipe for loss, right?
Yeah.
That's just not smart, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's not even an academic understanding. That's just a real world. Like, what are we doing? Right? You ran the same play the last 40 times out, and you went 3 and out. Somehow,
Right.
41st time it's gonna work. Oh, okay, bet. Now you want to know why you 0-15,
Yeah.
looking like the Lions and shit.
But I just thought that was crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? That when I did put my hands on them, y'all want to take me to jail. But luckily, one of the officers. Now I was talking to an officer with
DJ Play Nice. The only upside of the fines is for the state.
yeah, they getting paid. They get
That's
money.
it.
It don't benefit nobody finding these parents.
Nobody. It doesn't change behavior.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Exactly, Zach. Yeah. Speeding wouldn't even be a thing anymore if fines actually work.
Absolutely.
But yet I had to go get groceries earlier, and I sped the whole damn way.
So I don't know, man. I mean, um and that was just a prime example because I mean just doubling in it now because they haven't. I think it used to be 150, but they won. I guess by the shooting it over this summer, it has been kind of ridiculous with these kids.
The amounts are inconsequential until you shift the burden of responsibility to the actors. You won't see any difference. So you mentioned earlier, like, these are 13-year-old kids. Well, I don't know about Michigan, but generally we think of 18 as being grown. At 13, you well into 2/3 past that.
Mm-hmm.
When do we shift that burden to you?
Exactly.
When we lose, and I coach 9th to 10th graders about to come 10th and 11th, or 9 and 10-year-olds about to come 10 and 11, right? When we lose, I'll hold myself and I'll hold the 9 and 10-year-olds responsible, not their parents sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
If I can do that in a mediocre basketball setting, why can't we do that in real life?
Yeah, he's the ones that's doing the action. Especially like I said, if you got a mother, and and I kind of in a way, she got to learn too. You can't, what I'm saying, all these different men. I know somebody that got 4 different baby daddies. Is about to have 4 different baby daddies, which I don't know how you do that with, but anyways, and I know one that's happened and the other ones are not, but
the reason why that is because there's also financial mechanisms in the system that reward that bad behavior. I bet tomorrow, if you just destroyed all those financial mechanisms, the thought process would be different.
That's true. I agree.
If you knew you wasn't gonna get no stamps and no AFDC and all that for having them 4 babies, you probably wouldn't have them.
That's true. Yeah, but I think they're council members.
Yeah,
they're not
them being young, like
they not. It's like the gun issue. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're gonna put more gun laws into place. When has that worked? Y'all just keep on putting gun laws and gun laws and gun laws. Just like New York, they went across the border of New York, bought that AR in there, and the handgun had some more stuff in this car. You don't need to live in New York to do damage.
So I can simplify Zach's statement. It's like there are immaturity issues with young people. That's how that statement reads. And I'm like, duh.
But it's not fixing the child behavior. You're putting more burden on the parent. Is all I'm saying. So I
Right.
don't know what
But
the
you're doing
solution.
that because you think that that's going to somehow equal the outcome that you want instead of going directly for that outcome.
I don't know.
It's a way about means, right? Like I'm mad at Zach, so I'm gonna get on Skilly to get on Zach instead of me going to Zach directly. That logic just isn't there.
Yeah, that's true too. Everybody.
Zach, and I agree with you. It is my responsibility as a parent, but that can't be bolstered by the state necessarily.
Nope. I just told you what happened. My cotton picking godson, I punched him in the face. They was, and luckily I had two of the officers that understood what type of point I was trying to make. But you have some officers that's going to go by the law and take a person to jail, a parent to jail, for putting their foot up their son or their daughter, for being disrespectful and being out of order. So you kind of win lose type of situation when it comes to the state. But then again, on the other hand, one hand the law is you can't put your hand on them. Then in this hand they saying, well, if they out past curfew, we gonna fine you, huh?
Which sort of goes into my point, and this is going to be sort of controversial. I think in a way parents are too involved nowadays. Right? Whether it's helicopter parenting or whatever, like, and I say this as somebody who probably deals with a lot more kids than most people in this chat, right? Parents are always involved, and they provide this false barrier, right? In the last 5 years of me coaching, I don't think I've held a practice where there weren't parents there. In my day, that wasn't a thing. You played for this team, you wanted to do this, you went to practice, and it was up to the coach. Whether you had a good coach, bad coach, or whatever, you was one-on-one with that, and you had to figure out how to navigate that.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
Nowadays, the biggest thing to coaching, and I, as coaches, we all sit back and talk. The very number one complaint is the parents. It's not the kids.
Oh yeah, because parents
It impedes us from doing what we need to do.
Right.
Why are you not playing Little Billy? Well, Little Billy sucks. Right? I got him on a path to get better, but he run to you every time I get on him.
And that's the problem.
And now you wonder why he ain't got no playing time.
That's the problem. Hey, you deal with your coach. Mine's already know. My son and my daughter, them already know. Don't come to me about no coach. Either you get better or you figure it out.
I have some practice where I have more parents than players. That changes the fundamental dynamic. What's going on? But it's not that's just an analogy, Zach. But it's not like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like taking the penalty to the people, right? If you're 13 and you know that ultimately you acting up and just gonna get your parents upon, then you don't really care. No. One, you're already 13. You're immature. You're not seeing the whole picture, and then you're told that you're removed from the responsibility of your actions. We're gonna put that responsibility on your parent. Okay, and that's not. But I say if 13 you do this, we're gonna lock you up. You ain't getting out. It's a different footing, right? You have to navigate those two situations very differently.
But I understand what you're saying, Tank, because my son, and I'm gonna give y'all an example of my son and what he's talking about, because I absolutely understand what he's talking about. My son, first year he wanted to play football. He thought he was just gonna get on the coach's field and just jump on the field. You never watched football with me. You never asked about football. So his thing was, well, I can go. And then my wife would get mad. I said, why? I said, sweetie, I said, your son don't know a lick about football. But the good thing I liked about the coach was, with Jamal, he was trying him out in different positions. That's what I liked about him. He come and practice it, and then once these boys start coming, he would fool around in practice, then get his to learn and grasp the information that they're trying to teach him. So, like I told my wife, I said, you leave that alone. That's the coach. He has to navigate with the coach because, first of all, he's not just putting Jamal down, but he's actually trying to figure out a way to play Jamal because Jamal come to practice. He's before the other kids came, he was focused, and I had to get on. And I got in front of the coach. I said, you want playing time, but you want to play at practice rather than sit your ass and look at the coach and pay attention to what other players are doing. Now, mind you, this is a coach that came from another team where he brought a lot of his players with him, which I understood. So my thing is, you need to get better. In order to get better, you need to be paying attention to what's going on that field. And so I had to get into him a couple times. But my wife was more on the baby side. Well, I don't understand why he ain't playing him. Well, is he doing what he's supposed to do in practice? Or is he fooling around? He was willing. I mean, he put Jamal on the defense. The last couple of times he tried to play him he said he was really good at running back. But one time in the game, Jamal went the wrong way. He took him out of the game. I said, that's what I'm talking about. But you want playing time, right? I can't override the coach. You need to sit and practice and pay attention. Don't come to me with that. I don't agree with what you're talking about until you're paying attention. And when they put you on the field, you're ready to go. I'm not about to tell that coach that. Because you crying because you ain't in the game. Well, you need to be paying attention. I don't know what that.
I like to give all my kids opportunities, but for my high school team, I had tryouts about a month ago now, and one of the kids, he was good, but he came to practice with no shoes. I had to let him use my shoes.
Oh wow!
I let him try out, but I knew he wasn't gonna make my team. How you come to tryouts with no shoes?
That's crazy. And I agree with that, Zach. It's too many, and no disrespect to my wife, but he has to learn how to be a man. And if you want to do something, you can't run to mommy and daddy. You decide to do this. So that means you have to put in work, not me or your mother. You have to put in work. You just can't hop. You never played a game of football. I think he was about, Jamal to be 15 this year, so he had to be about 11, 12, somewhere in there. And first, these guys been playing since they was little. I mean, they've been playing since they, since they could play flag football. So these guys been on the field all their life. You just at the age of 11, 12, all of a sudden, one day you saw football, you just want to go play football. You can go play, mess them up, pick them up on the football field with your friends, but as far as getting on the team, you have to work. And because you haven't did this all your life, you have to work 10 times as hard as those guys that's been in there since they've been on flag football. They've been playing 6, 8 years, before, you know what I'm saying? And you just don't think all of a sudden, epiphany, you want to wake up and play football and think you was going to jump on somebody's football team and you ain't even, I don't understand. So yeah, you going to have a hard time if you ain't focused. And I knew that. And my thing is, I knew that with him coming in and wanting to play football. I knew that was going to be his issue. You know what I'm saying? He even played for his middle school one time a season. But what I was trying to tell him is, you just ain't gonna jump on nobody's field. You're not getting, and I'll be real with my kids. I don't know about nobody else, but like I told my son, you're not gifted in football. You ain't one of them guys that ain't played since you 11, and then just all of a sudden think you got the talent. You about to hop on somebody's team. You're not talented in football. And a lot of people are, well, that's kind of harsh, Jamal. No, that ain't harsh. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, yeah, you're the best player to ever get on the football field without playing a day of your life. That's a lot of him. I'm not about to lie to my kid. No, you ain't that good. So you got to work 10 times as hard than the guys that's been there since you 11. 12, they've been doing it for 8 years. What, 5, 6 years? You got some catching up to do, player.
and I know if I'm hella lucky, you know, one or two of my kids may go on to play at the next level. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? But to Zach's point, like that's what I'm trying to teach. That's why I put so much time and effort into it, is that critical thinking, right?
Because
Be
all
able
y'all
to
not,
see
because all y'all not
what's
going.
going on. It's and adjust. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a lot of having one-on-ones with my players. Like, okay, tell me what you're seeing out there. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me how you can, you know what I'm saying, what we need to do as a team. Put your teammates where you need them to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be my floor general right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the games, I'm doing very little. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
because I'm letting them run with it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm letting them. I need them to be able to see. Now, when they can't get it down, then I start yelling. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah, yeah. And a lot of this factors into what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, council members here in Michigan, in the Detroit area, voted, and they thought that would be the best thing going. But I look at it long term, it's not going to affect what's going on with these kids.
yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't got nobody solid. You know what I'm saying? Like Tank, you solid. You ain't gonna take. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna fall for the okey doke with your kids. I'm solid. I'm not gonna fall for the dumb. Either you gonna get it together, or I'm gonna help you get it together. And you ain't gonna like me helping you get it together.
yeah,
So a lot of them don't have that solid male. I say this because I was in Head Start. This before I used to work the midnight shift, the grade shift. So a lot of times I would get up, take my son to Head Start, but I would stay. My daughter was a baby girl, so she would be in Head Start with me.
mm,
Man, I'm telling you, the presence when a man walks into a room, and I've experienced this personally. When them female teachers can't get them kids together, and you say, "Hey, what's going on, fella? Man, don't you think you want to do right?" You, for some reason, I would grab them kids' attentions just that quick.
yeah,
And they wouldn't have no problem with them. I remember one little girl and one little boy when my son was in Head Start, and I think about him to this day. Little kid, little bitty boy. I could tell he was having trouble at home. Little girl. These two just stick out to me for some reason. When my son went to Head Start for them two, I think he went to Head Start 2 years, if I want to say 2 or 3 years. But these two little children stuck out me the most, and I still think about these two to this day. I think both of them had trouble in their home. You could tell that their home life it was rocky, real rocky to me. But man, when I came in, hey, Mr. Sims, you know, the utmost respect from the kids. And I was in and out of every teacher room because I could draw. So my thing was the arts and craft thing. They would always call me to do something dealing with arts and craft. Because with the Head Start, in order for you to get your funding, parents had to volunteer. So I'm pretty much there all day until my son get out of Head Start, helping the other teachers do stuff in the classroom, taking the kids to the bathroom, and help them by taking the males to the bathroom while they deal with the female children. So I was always around there doing something in the school. If that was rather help clean, whatever it was, I was in there. So it was like, man, I tell a lot of people, my days the days that I enjoyed was with my son being a Head Start, because I was able to walk around the school, able to help out, and I was all over the building. And so I enjoyed my son a Head Start. I enjoyed the time, but I could tell a lot of them children didn't have a stable home. Their homes was very, very
yeah,
very when what it's supposed to have been. And so you know what I'm saying, rather the daddy not there. I tell you another story. I was coming in, one guy was going in with coming out to school with his daughter, and I think he ended up, if my eyes can remember, I believe he told the little girl, well, yeah, I got this to handle anybody, which I would think he was talking about a pistol at that time. But that's some of the stuff that you get. Some of these parents encouraging the idiocy, the stupidness, and passing on their child, and now their child goes out and do something that they ain't got no business doing. So it's a plethora of things that you can read into when it comes to this curfew. To me, it's not going to solve anything, just like it's not solving anything with the gun violence. The lawmakers way to deal with it is to keep on piling up gun laws and gun laws. Well, that should be, we should continue to put gun laws on top of gun laws on top of gun laws, and that should change. That the stupidness is, to me, is if you keep on doing the same thing and expect a different result, that's idiocy. That's an idiot. I'm gonna keep on stacking gun laws and hopefully they get themselves together. Well, I'm about to penalize the parents and hope the kids get themselves together.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I don't even think it's necessary. I mean, we say that a lot, and I've said it too, but actually thinking about it, I'm not even really sure if it's a male, female type thing, because I think it's maybe a somewhat generational thing that we lost. Because I know the women in my family, the older women, like they don't play that either.
Yeah. My grandma didn't play that. My mom, I tell you this, and I'm
still yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yeah, nowadays,
absolutely.
Still to this day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let me not do that. Like I had that recently when the last year and a half or so, I went to the house and didn't speak to one of my aunties when I was coming in. Don't you know I got chastised by everybody and made to go back out there and apologize? I was 46 years old when this happened.
Hey,
but do you think I said no, and did you think I just did what I was told to do?
You did what you was told to do, nigga.
Right. I didn't want my mom. My mama still would have thrown something upside my head. Like, what are you talking about? Come on.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, a couple years ago, I might have been in my 30s. I had to be in my young 30s. I went home and I was playing with my nephew or something. I don't think I had both of my kids. Matter of fact, I did have my kids at the time. And my mom like, don't spray that water gun in my house. So, you know, me being a smart, you know, I don't never disrespect my parents. It's just, I was raised not to, and that's just what I'm accustomed to. So I messed around, I squirted it anyway, and it hit her in her bed or something. So I knew I was in trouble. So I went to go hide. So my mom around the house. Now my mom only had a one-story house, so she didn't have to, you know, 3-bedroom, and you know, so she knew eventually she was gonna find it. It wasn't gonna take her long. So man, I came out, she slapped me on the back of my head. I told you not to that. I was like, Mom, I'm 37. I don't care how old you is. I said, yes, ma'am. All right.
Exactly.
And that's and they don't get that a lot these days. And you know, like I said,
that doesn't come from males or females now.
No, it don't. It came from man. It came from my aunties. My aunties them didn't play with me. Yeah. But you would do something, boy. I knock your teeth down your mouth. I don't care if you is a male.
Right.
And this day they still like that. They don't play. My aunties and my uncles don't play. I don't play with them.
But these younger parents you see in their 20s and 30s, they don't have that for whatever reason.
Nah, man, you would never. And then if you thought you was gonna get away with it, let them find out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's double. Oh, boy, you thought they was troubled in, boy. You 10 times in trouble. Man, it's different. Yeah, you're definitely right. But I'm raised. I'm just gonna tell you this. My wife and me have two different ways on how we deal with our children. She more on the easy side. Now she's not, because now she's more like I were when they was born. Like once they got to walking and stuff, like I was on them. Now my wife is more frustrated because everything my wife used to let them get away with just about anything. And now she's at the point where any little thing will tick off. But I kind of established my dominance when they were small. Like, all right, we can play, you can jump, we can wrestle, we can do all that. But when I tell you to do something, I don't need no time. I need you to go do it. And so I already got that established with my children. And so my wife has to kind of establish herself with the children. And they kind of know where to. Now they kind of know where to go with her. Do she give them leeway still a little bit? She done tighten up the rope a little bit. I mean, a lot, really, especially with my daughter. But I'm the type when my daddy them, they tighten me up when I was born. It wasn't no, I'm gonna wait later. It was you tidy up now. Especially when I was able to walk and talk. Hey, I don't need nothing else but what I tell you to do at the time that I tell you to do it. And so that's why I kind of raised my children with that iron fist. But I done kind of learned how to, before striking them, let's have this conversation and let's get an understanding before it get a little bit too far. Because once it get a little bit too far, it's gonna be me and you ain't gonna like the way I'm gonna handle it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kind of, because I was type of one to pop off like my dad, and I kind of hated my dad for that. But in a way, it kind of stirred me to where I need to be now. And I would tell y'all this: they kind of understand, especially with my daughter. And I had to really get with her this last time. Like, okay, you want everything, but you don't want to. But somebody tell you do something, you got a problem. So I told her before I bought this $80 book bag, which is it's that spray ground or some crap they got going on now that she like. But the backpack was originally $150. So I told her, my daughter found it on sale for $80. I said, let's get an understanding now. That $80 book bag is gonna cost you. And I mean exactly what I said. It's gonna be me and you if you don't get it together. Let me tell y'all something. She's been doing what she has to do. I'm not playing with you. You the most expensive thing in this household. But when somebody tell you to do something, you got an attitude. I said, your attitude gonna get your head knocked off your shoulders. Period. Your brother don't ask for much, but you the most expensive thing. Every time I turn around, you want some. This want some is gonna cost you. Don't maybe knock your head off. I had no problem out there ever since. I'm just not the type of, we can play around, we can joke around, we can have fun like a mug, but when I tell you to do something and stuff needs to be done around this house, everybody has a role to play in this house. Everybody. Right. And you need to play your role. If you don't play your role, if I gotta get into you too bad, you're not gonna like the results. So my thing to me is just get it
honestly, that's a process that needs to happen once or twice in every kid's life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm telling you this, DJ Play Nice. The problem is, and it's really not a problem, but they have so much access than what we didn't have. I didn't have all this access. My daddy just did the necessary needs: put food on your table, put food on the table, roof over your head, and clothes on your back. I wasn't in the lady. I'm gonna tell y'all this: my high school years, I didn't get every year. I didn't get a brand new wardrobe. My daddy wasn't doing that. I learned how to stitch my clothes together to make them last through high school.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you weren't getting no $200-300. Opposite of my wife. Every year my wife would get school clothes. My wife would get 2 or 3 pair of Jordans. I was raised the opposite. I learned how to take care of my own. She used to get mad at me. Well, I'm just saying I'll bring it back. I said it ain't about you bringing it back, but I'm not used to anything. So when I go buy myself some, I appreciate it. Compared to you, your daddy them gave you. I didn't get Jordans when I was going through school. I didn't know what a pair of Jordans was. I knew what they were, but as far as putting them on my feet, my first pair of Jordans was with my wife. Maybe about 4 years ago, a pair of Jordans she didn't want. I ended up buying them from her. They're my first pair of Jordans at the age of 30-something.
So when you say they have more access, I think you mean like digitally and on the internet, stuff like that. Yeah. And that's true, they do. But in a way, they don't have really more physical access than what we did. Because nowadays these kids is in the house. Even mine, they be in the house. They don't go outside and go down the block. What?
Yeah.
Right? Versus me.
Oh, I was outside.
I'd be an hour away on the bus. We stay in the suburbs. I'd be in the city. I'd be a city away. Like, right? And so there wasn't no, oh, mom and daddy gonna save me. They don't even know where I'm at.
Right.
I had to, I had to figure out my universe.
Yeah, my son, his friend just came for his band partner, just came and got him. They down the street at Planet Fitness. He wanted to go get them in the gym, under 18 for free. So they at the gym, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why some of they just love to be in this house. I couldn't be in the house. It wasn't no, man, ain't no way in hell during the summertime I'm stuck in the house unless I'm on punishment.
Yeah. This will be my son's first. He's going into 5th grade. This will be his first year walking to and from school. In the school, like a quarter mile from the house. Oh. But I'm gonna walk with him the first couple times, just so he know the expectation. But man, I think I was walking from kindergarten. I was like, there wasn't no bus in my young years.
Yeah, but I walked middle school and high school because I did elementary, half of middle school in my home state of Arkansas, and then I did middle school to high school. But once I got here, I always walked to school. It wasn't no. My dad would work in the morning, and he did the bank. He was in the bank, and then my stepmother was a teacher. So it wasn't no. You know what I'm saying? My school, one school is 2.5 blocks away. That's the high school, and then in the other direction, I'm looking at maybe about 6 blocks to my middle school.
Yeah.
And we will all get up.
But you knew little things like, oh, don't go down that street because that's where that dog stayed.
Yeah.
Or something. They be chasing folks or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just knew these things. You figured out how to navigate your world. Right?
Yeah. And so it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was walking. And then the neighborhood kids will meet up at somebody's house and we all just walk to school. That's just how life was for us. My son and them, I get up in the morning, drop them off at the bus stop. I'm not, especially with my daughter, I just don't trust. I don't trust the world we live in today. And she's so small, I would hate to have to. So I just end up getting up, I stay at the bus stop until they get on the bus, and then I get back home. Depends on what year it is. If it's during the summertime, we'll walk, get to some exercise in, get my exercise in the morning. If it's winter, usually drive and drop them off. But I just here in Michigan, I just don't trust. And recently we've been having teenage girls get snatched off the bus stop. And so I'm not comfortable with
right.
the state of Michigan, period, as far as leaving my kids on the bus stop. So that's just what it is. But yeah, man, it's just they're not, just like the gun thing, they're not fixing the problem. They're just band-aiding it and finding these parents without any real solution to help the children.
Exactly.
So just like politics do. Politics being politics.
They want to look like they're doing something.
Exactly. And so I don't know, man. I just thought that was interesting these last 2 to 3 weeks. It's been them raising the curfew dollars. What's going on? Well Dressed Tactical, man. Go out and everybody that came through, man. Everybody go subscribe to everybody's channel, man. Great channels. Great people that I Well Dressed Tactical, man. As that's one guy I've been looking at ever since his first gun collection. And he has man. When I say he got some stuff, he got some stuff. But we have to start looking at
to DJ's point. I hear this argument a lot, and I really don't understand it as somebody who's on the other side. Like, yes, nobody has the skills when they first have a child. Like, you're growing just as much as your child is. That's part of life. Like, I'm not the same parent from number 1 as I am to number 4.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, nobody is prepared. I don't know. I can't speak from the female perspective, but as soon as it dudes and she come to you and say, I'm pregnant, your whole world changed. And you got choices from that point. That's called life.
Yeah. And you know what? And I'm going to tell you this. It started, and the issue is, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, the government telling you how to raise your child. You can't tell me how to raise mine. I'm going to raise mine regardless of what the hell y'all think I should and shouldn't do with mine. Because the government, at the end of the day, that's what you can get right there. Because if I'm not doing what I need to do, then guess what? He ain't nothing but another number in your prison system. And I'm going to do everything that I know available to give my child every opportunity to be better than I was at his age or her age.
I think all parents want that, though, right?
No, you have some that don't. Not all. I done heard some people do some things to their children that I would never think a parent would do. Most, but you got a few out there that don't mean their kids no good. And that's unfortunate, but you have one.
True.
We had one just recently, not too long ago, a couple years ago. burning her kids with cigarettes, end up unaliving one of her children and putting that child in the freezer until a social worker came over and found the kid in the freezer. She had been in the freezer for years. So no, everybody's not equipped to be a parent and don't want the best for their child. You know what I'm saying? I know and this is just a sidebar, but I had to talk to somebody in my wife's family, her niece, them. I've been knowing their mama since I've been with my wife. And I had to give them reality. Why do y'all keep expecting y'all mama to do something different? Your mama been kicking y'all out since y'all was kids. Why keep on expecting something that you ain't gonna you insanity? Right. Y'all need to get yourselves together. One of y'all got 2 kids, the other one ain't got no kids. I said y'all need to start putting y'all foot in the earth and start getting busy. The one with 2 kids, she don't work. What do you? I will help you watch the kids. We all need somebody to help us with our children, because I had help. But I'm not going to watch your children if you're not out here trying to do what you need to do.
True.
It's not going to happen. Because if you can party, that means you can take care of your kids. I'm not sitting home while you out partying, having a good time. Now, once a month, if you want to get out and go do something and drop the children off, I'm okay with that. We all need to breathe. I get it. But don't go have no more babies while you needing to breathe neither.
That part, right.
I'm all about it, man. I'm not a person that to be like, well, I didn't never have no help. I had plenty of help. But I understand that I need to provide first. Once I'm done providing, if I have a little time to have some time to myself, then you can go do that. But business is first, your pleasures is last. Your pleasures on the back burner when it comes to them children.
Yeah.
And if you don't think like that, I can't be there to help you. I can't do it. I can do it. We all need help. I'm not going here to sit up here and say I ain't never had no help. I'll be a wolf in sheep clothing. No, we have had time where we went to the movies. My mother-in-law and my father-in-law, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, then they godparents have kept them for a minute for us to go relax and decompress. We all need it. But if you ain't working and you not, what am I doing? I'm teaching you how to go party, but not take care of your business. Take care of your business first. Then we could talk. But if you're not about your business, then I can't help you. I don't know what that. What's up, TBB? I ain't see him on here.
I mean, mathematically, though, there is sort of a make or break line on being independent versus receiving help from the government type stuff, right? Like one of my sisters is in that. Like, you know, she only a few years younger than me, but she just don't have that skill set to where she could take out in the market and do much better than what she's getting as far as stamps and Section 8 or whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she got offered a job. It was around $70K. You know what I'm saying? And when she sat down and did the math, like she would actually be in a worse off position because then she'd have to be paying for her housing. She had to pay for daycare and all that. And the math just didn't math. So she turned down the higher paying job, stayed doing whatever little dilly things so she could keep them benefits.
And
was that right or wrong, or was that real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know?
Yeah, you have to work out, and that's just something that you personally have to work out. I'm not saying that, you know, I believe with that aid is to help you build them, but sometimes you can't get. Sometimes it's just not. Some situations won't benefit what you got now, and you know what I'm saying. You got to understand that. But I'm just talking about these ones just ain't out here, like I just ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing something that I can kind of okay, all right, you know what I'm saying. But if something
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was speaking to though. But sometimes that ain't doing nothing is because if they were to do something, they would be worse off than where they at.
Yeah. And then
because their
the money
skill
back
set,
then compared to now is way different.
yeah, it's
Living
totally
is way
different.
different. You know what I'm
If your
saying?
skill set is only doing like a menial job, working at saying Walmart, HEB, whatever, fast food or whatnot, then more than likely your skill set is not gonna be more than what you would get just sitting on your ass.
That's true. That's true. And like, and like you said, it depends on if you have that help or not.
You
Some
can't
they
tell
don't
you
have
can't
the
tell
help.
nobody you should go out and work your ass off so you be in a worse position.
No,
Like you
hell
just
no, you
can't make
don't.
that argument.
No, you can't. I agree. But I don't know, man. We politicians are there. I've been said this before that they're just to take up a chair. Don't expect them to do nothing for you. The only thing they're really there to do is to make laws.
They barely do that. Yeah.
And they barely do that. So hey, you know what you're up against when you're dealing with them. But to me, Detroit is not solving the problem with that particular statue of now doing the curfew or whatnot.
And
I
it's
don't.
not just Detroit, it's really all of our major cities.
Yeah,
Dallas is like that too. Houston, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I heard Minnesota. They starting to have a problem in their downtown. Is that Minnesota or is that who am I?
Milwaukee.
They just had a multi shooting 4th of July too.
Yeah, I believe it's Milwaukee because
Milwaukee. It might have been Milwaukee. Yeah, they talking about cracking down. I think they took a couple. I think they said they took like 40-some teenagers downtown. I mean, from downtown because they said they coming down there. The parents dropping them off. Ain't nothing to do, and they just disrupting downtown.
Yeah.
So I mean, under 16, you can't get in a casino. You can't get in a bar. You can't movie theaters. You can't get in a movie theater at a certain amount of time. So it's like you're really down there just to walk the streets. Really, it's nothing really down there for you as far as a teenager.
True.
So I don't know. Man, back in the day, we had rec centers. We had places we can go and play some basketball. They don't have that no more. They don't have that type of environment anymore. You could go to a rec center and go play ball. I mean, it might cost you a couple bucks, but you can run a couple games and then be tired. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. Really, really, what the kids are doing compared to what we used to do, and not really, but you had places you can go and play ball.
Right.
You didn't have to hang out in the streets. You was at the rec center playing ball. Doing something at the rec center. So a lot of them centers are pretty much gone. I don't think it's a rec center open up around me that I could even think of.
Probably not, because I see it from my perspective is that venues for us to play at and stuff like that are becoming less and less, and really it's just because the ROI isn't there. Like I've seen so many parents had to be escorted out and fights and happen between parents and stuff like that. At some point, you say like, is it worth it? Like this money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of the basketball centers have turned into pickleball and other things like that. And what that is, that's a different demographic, right? Like,
oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
You make the same money off pickleball and volleyball. You ain't dealing with the craziness.
No, you're not. And that's another factor. I do agree. That's the money aspect of it. And a lot. I don't know if a lot of people know, but prison is privatized.
Oh yeah.
So to feed you and house you, whoever has invested in that prison is getting their money back.
But it's been privatized for decades upon decades now.
Yeah. And so it's more feasible for them to put you in the jail than to give you a scholarship to go to college. For them. I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's just the way we operate somewhat here in the United States, man. It's
and everybody don't need to go to college, to be honest.
No, everybody. No, I mean you need some plumbers, you need some electricians. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I know somebody when I used to come to the church. They are an electrician that sits at GM, makes a tons of money, and the only thing they're there for electricity. Anything go out, transformers or anything in that plant, they are sitting there on the couch as an electrician, making tons of money, and goes home and makes it on the side. So you don't have to necessarily be, and that's what I told my son, if you don't want to go to college, you don't have to go to college. But if that's something you don't want to do, you need to start really, now that you're 3 more years, freshman last year, so he'll be a sophomore this year. You need to start shaping where you want to go. I'm not saying you don't have to go to college, because I didn't go to college. I went to college and tried, but it just, at the time, was too much money, and my parents weren't willing to take out a loan on their house and all that. So I understood it, but you have to start setting yourself up to figuring out what you want to do. You don't need a degree to make it. That's just what the world has. But you do need to have a plan. Start to work on your plan. What, I don't know your plan, but start working on your plan.
Plan your work and work your plan.
Yeah. And so I'm not opposed to him has to go to college, must go to college. It might not be for him. But you need to start figuring out your plan of what you want to do if it's not college.
Right.
I mean, you can go to trade school. You can go be a mechanic. You can go be an electrician. You can go be a plumber.
There's also the military option.
Right? You got the military. I tell my niece, the one that got the 2 kids, went to ROTC while she was in high school. Messed around, didn't finish, got to be a senior, didn't finish school. I said, you could have went in as a rank officer in the military.
Or at least
my mom taught you in the Corps. Once you finish your schooling and go to you more than likely 95% you're not gonna have to be in war. 95%. You're not probably gonna see a day of war. A lot of people that see war is men. Not saying a woman ain't never winning a battle, but more than likely you're not gonna go. My mama was in the military 20 years and didn't go to war. Now, what she did, once they got done clearing a particular area, she went in as a communication specialist, and they hung up phone lines and stuff, communication for the military. But as far as her being engaged in battle, my mom was never in battle. Yeah. So a lot of women, I say, hey, if you ain't got nothing to do, go to the military. If I was a woman and I wasn't planning on going to college, the military would be where I would go. That's true. I agree. Fat guy with guns. Trades are good too. You can do whatever you interested in, and this is the thing I did with my son. He was in the dinosaurs as a young age. He used to be in love with dinosaurs, and that Pokemon even elevated his interest in dinosaurs. So what I did was I would keep him interested in dinosaurs. And then we end up getting a bearded dragon to kind of keep his interest in it. Now, he's not really into it now. He's more into the musical type thing. Like I told him, do the musical on the side, but be an engineer, a sound engineer. Learn how to be a sound engineer. Learn how to play multiple instruments. Now he's playing a tenor, and now he's playing a snare now. I say continue to elevate and continue to learn more things that you have in your tool belt that you can, you know what I'm saying, use to your advantage. Learn different instruments if you can. But he loves the percussion section of it. So like I told him, learn how to play the snare. Don't stop at just being a tenor. Be a snare player. And the other day, at the parade, he was actually playing a snare. They had him on the snare. So. And a bunch of them guys play two different instruments in the band, especially in the percussion section. A bunch of them know how to play multiple instruments in the percussion section. So just continue, like I tell them, continue to grow. Don't let nobody stop you from growing.
One of the problems with college, though, those that do go to college and are on that path, is that they don't do it intelligently, right? Like
And a lot of them don't work in their field neither. I've learned
Yeah,
that.
I hear a lot of people saying I'm 100, K, 100 plus K in debt. And then you ask them like what degree they have, and I'm like, you could have gone to middle nowhere state and got that same degree for 30K in debt. All right, like why did you go for that if you couldn't afford it? All right, that's like the dude that gets his first job and then wants to go buy a Hellcat. It's the same bad logic.
Yeah.
But somehow when it comes to college, we don't want to put those two things in the same bucket.
Yeah, like I said, DJ played that. My mom didn't see a lick of war when she was in the military. And I'm the same way. Fat guy with guns. The next time I do my brakes, I'm gonna have my son out there. He about to learn how to do brakes on the car. And learning how to do stuff yourself can save you a lot of money. I done save myself a lot of money by working with mechanics and mechanics encouraging me, man, go ahead and do it. And like I was gonna park my father-in-law car because it needed an engine mount. He's like, man, get the engine mount and go and put it in. I'll help you here at work. Bring it up here at work. So I brought it at work. I was doing it and end up looking at YouTube. It was a lot easier than what I thought. Took me about 3 hours to put that because I had to take the other one out. It was all busted up. And trying to line the bolts up. I mean, it was like 4 bolts I had to take out, but after I got it in there, it was easy peasy. So encouraging by mechanics that I work with, and I was able to put it in pretty much within 3 hours. And they said that's good to put it in first time putting a lower engine mount in. That's good for a first timer. And so I've been very encouraged. I've been very fortunate to be around people that encourage me to, man, go and do it, man. I got you. Just bring it on to work. We'll work. We'll work with you. Yep, and that's what I encourage him to do. DJ Play Nice. Learn if you can learn how to play the bass too. Why not? You got to. I agree. Just sitting there learning. You know what I'm saying? I had my pipe change and whatnot, and I had my son, you know what I'm saying, ask questions.
I had a flat a while back, so you know what I'm saying. I changed and put the spare on there. Then I went to the tire store to get, you know what I'm saying, get the one that was flat repaired or whatnot. They was like, "How you get up here?" I'm like, "Changed my tire. I came up here." They was astonished, and while I'm sitting there and they doing that, like 3 or 4 other records then came and dropped off people's car with just basic flats.
A lot of people don't know how to change a flat though, and that's crazy. A lot of males don't. Man, you see more females out changing the tire than in the male sitting in the car like you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh boy, you couldn't be with my daughter. Man, I wish I would see my daughter out there, man. Changing the tire, you sitting in the car. You don't get your raggedy ass about that car. Excuse my language, y'all, but that's.
And then, mind you, I got roadside with my insurance, but you know it takes them an hour or 2 to come out.
Right. By the time they done, I could have changed it 4 or 5 times.
Exactly. I was already at the shop and had it fixed by the time they wouldn't even showed up.
Right. It don't make no sense. I'm the same way, OG Tank. Once I just teach me once. I'm a fast learner. Just teach me once, and you might have to teach me twice, but once I catch on, I'm on. You know what I'm saying? That was like my wife. I messed around. She went to Kroger's one day. She come, I got a flat. And I ended up getting my impact, getting my what's the name, my flow jack. Going up there took me less than
You got all the tools. I got a scissor jack and just a regular, you know what I'm saying?
No, I got the impact. Let me tell you something. That's the best $1,000 I ever spent in my life living here in Michigan. That impact is I keep that battery on charge, and I keep that impact in my toolbox in my garage. And I had to give me a flow jack, and I get that flow jack during the wintertime. I'll bring me a cardboard that's about the length of the jack, so it won't slide on me, I'm good to go. That impact was the best $1,000 I spent. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I mean, zip, 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 zip.
I'm
Kick
out
it
there
off.
throwing my back out with that scissor jack.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Them days are gone for me, brother. I know. I love my impact. I think that impact was like $1,200. Man, I was like, I ain't want to pay for it at the time, but that's the best $1,000, $1,200 I ever spent, man. It gets you out of jam, boy. Especially during that summertime when it's below zero, and in less than a minute, less than 2 minutes, your hands get frostbite. Yeah, you gonna appreciate that impact. That impact is a hell of a gun. I love mine. And it saved me very much time. So I love it. But man, we about to get up out of here, man. I enjoyed you guys. Thank you, OG Tank, for coming on and speaking your knowledge. I appreciate you, brother. Y'all, we can't depend on the government to raise our children. And if you think them putting a curfew in is going to help you out in the long run, it's not. It's just a temporary fix or a temporary solution so they can kind of get it out their books to say, well, here, we did some. We heard the community. We heard the outcry. Our solution is we're going to increase the money by $100. We're going to increase it for curfew. If you violate your curfew, if your child violate the curfew, and then we're going to hit you with $500 the second time. And, the world, some people, well, that's good. I support that. But my question to y'all is, does that solve the bigger issue? What are y'all doing about the bigger issue? That's just something to say, well, it went across our council table. We voted on it. This is what we came up with. Here you go. This is a solution to what's going on right now. You're not impacting. You're not doing nothing positive to help kind of guide these children that's steady in the streets. Like I just told y'all about my godson. Walked out the house like he grown and go stand at a gas station. I had to explain to him, boy, you standing at a gas station, you can get robbed. Somebody can come unalive you. You can get harassed by the police because they think you might be up here selling drugs. It's a number of things that could go wrong. You're black, you're male. It's a ton of things that can go wrong for you to be standing up at this gas station 2:30. If I get off at 1:30 and my wife waking me up at 2, how long you been up at this gas station? And you using the gas station charger in order to keep your phone charged. Son, make it make sense. You leave the house because you upset because you don't agree with your mother to go stand at a gas station for what? To get robbed, to get unalived, to get harassed by the police, wrong identity, you get unalived by somebody. It's a number of things that could go wrong in that situation for you to leave the house to go stand up at a gas station. I think he was at the KFC first, then he went over to the gas station because he needed a phone power. City Council, you're not doing anything to fix the bigger problem. You can do all you can. You can't, y'all made it where we can't put our hands on our children. I'm gonna put my hand, if I feed you, I clothe you, and I keep a roof over your head, you ever get disrespectful, I'm gonna put my hands on you. And once I put my hands on you, you cannot come back to my house. You are now belong to the state. You don't belong to me anymore. You belong to the state. So y'all are not giving these parents solutions. Y'all are just adding to the problem. Give me somewhere where I could take them to be mentored by somebody that can help me get him or her in line. Give me some programs. Give me some other than finding me for his behavior or her behavior. I'm trying to get them together, but obviously it's not working. I can't freaking put my hands on you. You're going to come to me, then you're going to take me to jail. Y'all not dealing with the bigger problem. Y'all are just putting a Band-Aid on something that's been a big problem in the United States for a very, very long time. But y'all, man, y'all stay safe. I enjoyed everybody that came in today, man. I just needed to talk about this because it's crazy how the people we're putting in office are not people that's trying to make long-term solutions. They're just a Band-Aid to take up a seat, to try to, well, we're going to do this. And then the community, yeah, I think that would be a good idea. But community, are you really thinking of that's not a long-term solution. That's finding parents that maybe don't have that has to go to work and has nobody help them watch their children, has to lead them home. Unfortunately, it is what it is. What can we do to help the parents try to steer their child in the right direction? I haven't heard any of that, but I heard, yeah, we haven't raised the fine for a curfew in 30 years. So your solution is to raise the curfew, raise the price on the curfew penalty, $250, and they get caught, or take a parenting class. So I go take the parenting class, since y'all saying that I'm a bad parent without even coming and looking at the circumstances. But y'all just gonna label me as a bad parent, like, okay, well, either you can pay the fine or you can go take the parenting class. How do you not know that I've tried all I can try? I did all I can do, but the first thing you're labeling me as a bad parent. I don't know. But I feel for the parents that's got stuff going on with their child. Man, I pray that everything gets situated. Because, man, we're living in a crazy, crazy world. But y'all be safe, man. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for rocking with your boy. Once again this week, I will be on next week. I don't think I have anything that I need to do. So I will be getting this out earlier than Saturday night. I'm going to go and make my thumbnail now once I get off. So I am going to make my thumbnail. I am going to throw it up there on my Instagram, which is going to automatically go to my Facebook, and I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel for next week. We are, from what I know, I don't have anything going on. We are going to be on live. Now, I might move my live up when football season starts. No, I'll keep it at. No, I keep it at 2. I just have my football on my screen. If y'all see, every once in a while I'm looking up, I just put it on my 55-inch and just put it on mute like I did today. I'm watching NCISS as I was doing my live. But no, we're going to stay at 2. I'm not going to change the time. But we need to find out long-term solutions to deal with the gun violence here. And me everywhere. You got gun violence everywhere, but the people in the big house, their solution is to keep on making gun laws, which has none, and that has done nothing with the restrictions to people that's going to break the law. They're limiting and they're handicapping us as citizens, but for the criminal, it's an advantage to them. Finding the parent instead of making the child responsible. Make their butt go to community work. If they don't do their community work, then lock them up. Start making them pay for their own actions. If you're caught out the curfew, then guess what? 8 hours. First time you get caught, you're going to have to serve some community time. Second time you get caught, you have to do some community time, and you're going to have to do some time locked up. But, hey, y'all be safe. And stay strapped. And always look around your surroundings. Stop paying attention to that phone. Stay off that phone, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a do one Bluetooth. Don't put both of the Bluetooths in your ear. You're not gonna be able to hear what's going on around you. So be attentive while you're out here, man. It's Christmas season about to come up. You already know what Christmas season is. It's robbing season. So, hey, women, if you ain't got a man to go with, hey, find some male in your family to go with you when that time comes. But y'all be safe. Peace. Oh shoot, peace. Deuces.